Super bright. You're getting a 10 off of that one.
Let's turn down these lights.
Are we live?
Yeah. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So Lara's gonna die a few times here while I turn down the lights.
That whole oh man, they just do not even skimp on the violence there. They're just like, yeah, we are going to spear her multiple times. Although you notice there's no blood.
Oh, there is. It's on the screen.
But when they're like, oh, when they're stabbing her,
There you go.
oh, it is blood on the screen, yeah, but none on her.
That's a little better. I don't know how much.
Yeah, no, that seems a bit better. You got shot?
I will have chat up here in a moment.
Get out of the way!
This is brutal. Just watching her.
Yeah, I'll start playing in a minute. Kelly's going to play with the Elgato, with the Stream Deck that you guys all provided for us.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're doing with this thing yet. Like, we just got it 2 days ago, and I've had zero time to play with it.
We set it up. What we're going to try, you know what we should try to do?
Get out of the way!
We should press, go to game capture. Last icon on the taskbar. On the bottom.
Over here?
Nope, yeah, down there on the bottom taskbar.
Oh,
Yeah, right there. Go open up game capture there.
There we go.
Now, it's streaming. I don't know if it'll stream because I'm already streaming.
Oh, and this lit up over here. See the screen right there?
Press that one. I don't know if it'll stream anything off of there.
Well, it should go green, right?
It should. I don't know if it'll override what we're doing here. I don't think it will. So I don't think that's how it works. But I gotta start running because I'm gonna die if I don't. Whoops! I'm gonna die again.
Yeah. So now you
Oh yeah,
open...
see, now it won't stream
okay,
from
yeah.
there. So we have to do something. So if you want to wander around and try to figure out what's going on, I'll open up chat.
Yeah, toss me chat. I want to see if
There
anybody's
you go.
visiting us this morning.
There you go.
Salsa 24/17.
Salsa 24/17. I don't know who that is, but welcome to the stream. We're playing with our game capture. Oh, really? Okay. Maybe I did something.
Robian CMD.
Keep running, Lara.
Subscribe to Twitch Prime.
Oh, I'm getting my hiney kicked. Hey everybody, I'm J-Man Weird. This is Kelly Arrows, and we are Take20 D&D, and this is Take20 Plays the Game. Welcome to the show. We're playing some Tomb Raider. We're talking about stuff.
Which Tomb Raider?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And let me get a look around.
And the detail in this game is just crazy. Literally staring at this for 5 seconds.
I gotta turn this down actually so people don't get blasted. And I gotta find my. Hold on. Totally not ready for the
Is that
stream.
a spider that just wandered by you?
Yes.
And
What did I do with them?
you still have a glowing spider wandering your...
I just had my earbuds here. What did I do with them?
I know not.
They were supposed to be right here somewhere.
Hey,
That's weird.
underneath me?
Welcome to the stream, everyone.
Yeah, actually,
Okay, I know where they are. Oh, there they are.
Ding.
Ding! They're on the book. Hi, there's another spider.
Yeah, that's the same spider. It's been doing
Somebody's
donuts
making
around.
comments.
It's been
Probably
Draconis.
Draconis.
Morning on the road to Philly, but checking and watching. Oh, good to have you with us, Draconis.
You're watching while you're driving?
Yeah.
You're awesome.
It's just got, I've got the big screen and somebody driving the fifth wheel.
Right on. Oh, you're driving in the fifth wheel.
No, he's not. I'm just making that joke.
Oh. I don't have to worry about this. Right on. I can kick back and relax in my chair. And we can look around. We got our new toys. We do have the camera set up. We're kind of trying to figure out. That was just an extra thing.
Nothing valuable.
But we are here in Studio B in the grand metropolis of Stony Plain, Alberta.
Yeah, this Elgato deck that that viewers just like you
help support Take20 D&D Day.
is amazing. It's super cool. It's got lots of different light up icons that you can change. You can even put little pictures in the icons. And you can switch between things like streaming, not streaming, sound, no sound, commercials. I still want to figure that out. Not that we want to put a lot of commercials on the show, but it'd be nice that
We'd like to do a Goblins Mordor commercial and a sack commercial. For sure.
yeah.
Did I say sack while I was belching in my mouth?
Yeah.
Unaratu
That's
must be
appropriate.
worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
So, Unarato has been captured.
That's the lady. That's
No, that's Unaratu. That's the mom. Her son has been captured.
Okay. One is Unaratu and one is Unarato.
I think one is Naruto. Naruto. I'm going over here.
Like, you know that the video game developers probably sent their team off to Peru.
Yep.
And said, you guys hang out in Peru for a couple of months, take some nice photos, get some scenery in ya.
They didn't just do that. They recreated the whole thing.
I mean, it's crazy how detailed this thing is.
I'm going up this ladder because I know where this is going. We're going in that cave right there to get another. There's Mom. Unaratu.
Etzli's been captured.
Etzli.
I know.
Etzli is his
They're
name.
holding him at the barracks. We're working on a plan to release him.
I tried to get to him, I'm sorry.
What are you drinking over there?
Coffee.
He's a word.
Mocha.
Oh, mocha.
Hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Carnation's hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And Timothy's coffee.
Sympathies.
Not Tim Hortons.
This is a
Timothy's.
key.
Oh, what is this three-coiler stool pile?
It's
that
key.
she's holding?
Looks like it belonged to the mountain
Why would
temple.
they make it a shit emoji? I don't understand.
I don't know. It belonged to the temple.
It
It's
is a
adjacent
cool
to where
shit
they're
emoji.
holding him.
That is what she was just holding her hand. Do they
It's
show
the
it again?
crucifixion
Please don't
connected
show
to
it
the
again.
barracks.
Oh,
It's
oh,
Show that glorious thing.
Occupy
It
the
wasn't even a
temple.
statuette. I realize that it's supposed to be a statue, probably of a coiled serpent, but that is clearly a three-coiled shit
Silent.
emoji
Is there a back?
in gold.
that is a
There
is a
was
three-coiler,
one by
is
the
it?
salt
That
river
is the
yesterday.
three-coiler.
It's treacherous.
that's your dog in my backyard.
That is crazy. Like that, nobody would have pointed that out in the boardroom
You
and
did
said,
survive this
"Hey,
conversation.
anybody else see that looks like the crap emoji from
I
the internet?"
can remember.
Like, not anyone.
Even stronghold.
It does look like it, but it's silver.
Who makes this one?
If I can
This is
get into
Square.
the back way,
Who?
I can clear a path.
I don't remember.
We will free Etzli,
I can't
then
remember.
go find
Chat
the
knows.
box.
Chat knows who made it.
I was like, I know the answer to this, but I'm just shifting gears.
I'll take care of this. You go after the barracks.
I ride driving all night, hands wet on the wheel.
Yeah, see, it is definitely the three-coil crap emoji.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not a bad little dress on her. Not even gonna lie. So we gotta go and find.
I think she's prettier because she's more real now. She's not like big tits and Daisy Dukes and, you know, I mean, that might work, I guess, when you're 16 or 15 years old. You're like, oh, Lara Croft.
Yeah, you want to just
You know, but
every
now-
time they show the down shot on her shirt, you're trying to look in, and it's like.
I know, but she went from like, you know, like over-sexed and over-sexy to.
Well, they
she's
just-
a beautiful lady now.
Every game they made for back in the day,
Mhm.
she started off with like. She started off small, and then she ended up like they went through like they showed a progression
Mhm.
on this show I watched years ago, and the progression of her size, and it was like.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess appealing to different demographics.
No
right?
thanks.
Because they knew that people.
Well, and they were appealing to different demographics back then.
You know, I'm
Different
curious
people.
what the demographics are like. Do you think that just
I think-
generally more guys played video games when video games were a thing?
I think today, probably 15 to 50. I'm 50 years old,
Yeah.
and I started that era of video games back in 1974 with Pong.
Right.
I remember playing Pong.
79 for me for Pong.
Yeah, I remember playing Pong in 1974.
Yeah, see, that would have been the old Telstar Pong, the one with the dials.
Bloop, bloop, bloop,
Yeah.
bloop. Yeah.
And it was literally like 2 dials, and that was your game.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm going to start bringing, like, every week to these Saturday sessions? Is some little piece of nostalgia I've got kicking around the house to see if anyone else out in Chatland remembers it. Like old D&D books, old, you know, choose your own adventures.
Uchu and I were
like
talking.
that. Yeah, a little show and tell for the show.
Uchu, what's on your mind?
I've got some stuff that I swear, like, I don't know if anybody else remembers it. I just started unearthing like tubs of this stuff.
Okay.
That sounds like a day to look forward to.
Yeah, like old comics with
Elf Quest.
Yeah,
Sometimes we
Oh,
need to
I'd lose my
remember
mind if I had.
Yeah.
I love that.
Something I can help you with.
My cousin had the big
When father Cyril
Elf
died,
Quest.
Onaratu
Oh,
bestowed
yeah.
the honor of
The
serving
book?
The
father
book.
unto me.
It was awesome.
One of my duties
Yeah,
is
I've
to
got,
gather 3
I
sacred
think I
items
have
for
the
the ceremony.
entire warp graphics.
But with all that's
Pulp
happening right
magazine
now, you
collection
aren't
for
able to.
Elf Quest, and I've got
What are
the
these
entire,
items?
They are the Savior's amulet, the champion's
can't
bow,
remember who
I
did
think
and the
Marvel
king's
did
horn.
Elf Quest.
Each a blessing from the
I'm
end.
just trying to think
As
back.
far as publishing goes.
Tell me what you
I
need
think
and I'll
they
see what
did.
I can do.
Back in the day.
They already have men
I don't
retrieving the
know.
amulet and bow.
So,
But
are
I
you
can
gonna
find
play with?
continuity
Are you gonna
instrument
play
maker
with that?
and
I'm
get
afraid
the
to
king's
push
horn from
buttons.
him.
I'm
Go.
afraid that it'll
Yes.
cut the
Who
screen.
cares?
He's been difficult. I
Let's
sent
see
2
if we
men
can
and
hook
both
that
have failed.
25-foot
Perhaps he
cable
can
up.
Talk to his wife.
I think I can manage that.
For the
He
I
might
wonder-
find
yeah, I
it
wonder
a
if we
little
could-
prickly sometimes, but Abra,
I
his
wonder if
wife,
we can
has a
plug
way
in
of
something to
building
the camera.
Well,
Hey, what if we plug this camera into there and take that camera off? I wonder. I don't know.
I think messing with this, but the PlayStation is actually controlling the video right now.
Yes. So we'd have to run the PlayStation through that camera, I think.
See, like, I want to be able to just hit a button and then it throws up some, oh, terrible joke time, you know, or, you know, something obviously less cheesy than that, but,
Yeah.
or no.
I'm cheesy.
Something exactly as cheesy as that.
We'll figure it out. There's lots of YouTube videos to watch.
Yeah. Are we got here?
Yeah, if you go down, or you want to watch the stream too.
No, I just wanted to see who was in chat.
Okay. It says to go back in here. It's not saying to go back in here.
So you're having mocha. I've been like hooked on this coffee combo lately of just like a teaspoon of instant, a teaspoon of like a heaping teaspoon of that French vanilla.
Powder?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that stuff.
Did you ever light that stuff on fire?
And then honey. No.
Go ahead and give it a rip.
No, but I have done that with the
Carnation.
yeah. The
Yeah.
powdered stuff.
Yeah, I loved it. I love
Green flames.
Yeah. Green flame.
Woof. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the AI kids will get that. Acquisitions Incorporated.
Oh.
I think I'm going up here.
Like even that water is amazing. Like for dirty water.
Yeah, we're going up here.
I mean, the light seems
Jonah,
to be
I think I'm
shifting a
close
little
to the
bit
mine
off the tops
entrance.
of the water, so
Roger
it just
says it's
changes
at the edge
color
of the
pretty
mountain.
rapidly.
He sent a rebel ahead
Like
over
the
you.
detail in
Thanks.
this is just insane. I know I keep raving about it, but the more I like, and this is PS4 too, right?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna get a PS5 until I am gonna get a PS5, but I'm gonna wait till they come out with the terabyte or 2 terabyte. I'm not gonna buy the 599 gig version.
Right.
Here it is.
It always just blows my mind that consoles haven't been completely overtaken. I know that Google just put out that Stadia platform that allows you to stream games instead of buying them. You actually switch to a subscription or whatever. I'm not really sure the details of how Stadia works, but the whole concept of
I need to be
just
careful.
being able to stream a video game
Yeah,
seems pretty rough. I mean, just because of the fact that you got a lot of people who are living with lower internet connections, people in suburban sorry.
yeah.
You know, just places where internet isn't the greatest. I mean, they've got fiber optics and internet and shit, but I don't think that everyone's going to be jumping on board with that.
Okay, this is.
Really, Draconis has been using Stadia for a couple of weeks now. Pretty decent, kind of like it. That's good. So you're getting like steady, smooth gameplay. You know, no interruptions to the feed. You know, that's surprising. What kind of games are you playing, Draconis? Is it anything intensely FPS, like anything that would be this graphically intense, or a lot of side-scrollers platforms, maybe a mix of both?
Oh, there's a ladder.
So far, so good. Played in hotels over mobile network and at home on my gig network, so it's been good.
Gig speed?
Yeah.
Dang, gig speed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Good to hear. Like I haven't had it. You're the first-hand report that I've had from. You know, it's hard to trust anything online. So when they're raving about Stadia, you're kind of like, is it really that good?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Come on, tell me a different story.
But that's good that it is. See, like even the arbitrary or the seemingly arbitrary things in these maps, like this environment is amazing.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, you and I, we're from the same era, pretty much. Like you're a few years younger than me.
Yeah, Pong, man. I mean, this is like it all started with Dungeons and Dragons for me on Atari, Pong on Atari, the ColecoVision, Cosmic Avenger, Mousetrap.
ColecoVision.
Like yeah. ColecoVision was the first game system I owned. I got to play Atari and Commodore 64 and a couple other systems.
Unuratu just left with her gun.
Yeah.
She'll be ready when you open the
They'd
gate.
always have that, just like disaster desks with piles of 5 1/4 discs,
right?
Like that, just piles
See,
of them.
I remember 8.5. I remember 8-inch floppies, man.
Well, in the Commodore, I
And
had the tape deck for a while.
Dec20, man.
Dec
I had
20,
lots of
that's right.
games on. I had lots of games on tape.
Yeah.
Lots, because we would go to school, and we would go to school and we would learn how to write programs. My first program was
What?
Waves.
They were teaching you programming back then?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I want to say grade 6.
That's amazing.
We had Vic-20s at our school. We would go to the library, and one of the guys there would, his name was Roy, and he would teach us how to.
That's really cool.
Write these really cool little programs and write little strings and.
Yeah, I remember my parents, like my mom's been married like 5 times, so you know, her third husband, he was, you know, doing well enough that he could afford a computer. He worked for OPEC, like oil production export companies. So he was some bigwig back then. I was only about 11 at the time, so you know, I didn't really understand what he did at the time. But anyway, we had a computer, an Apple IIe. And I learned how to do programming basic on an Apple IIe when I was about 10 or 11 years old. And,
Apple IIe.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember.
You know that 10?
Computer.
If this, then go to that. Like that was about as complex as the code got. Yeah, we have programming on Apple IIes, and the Commodore. Yeah.
We did our big when grade 9 came around. That's when we got real big funding. By basic grade 7, 8, 9. The schools got funding for Commodores, and we got what did we get? 64s.
Yeah.
And 128s when they came out. Finally,
That's awesome.
128.
Like color.
Can't carry anymore.
Color.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember just doing stuff on. Like I don't think there was no color on the Apple IIe. It was just like, you know, Hercules monochrome. I remember that going in Hercules VGA. The Hercules monochrome that was like 50 shades of green.
Can't carry anymore.
And that was 50 Shades of Orange. That's what that was. I don't know what it was before that, but it was crazy.
50 shades of orange.
Orange, yeah.
I love it.
And it was like that wasn't the Apple IIe. So years later, about 5-6 years later, I remember living with a friend and his parents and whatnot, and they had a computer. They were so excited when they bought it. 40 megabyte hard drive. You know, I mean,
40 megabytes.
Yeah, 40 megabyte hard drive. Hercules monochrome, so that's 16 shades of amber. And I remember playing like Stealth Fighter, F-117A, and Leisure Suit Larry. You know, got back into I like the Heroes Quest, like the Sierra games. Heroes Quest, King's Quest, Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys remember the old Dungeons and Dragons on the? Oh man, I remember some Dungeons and Dragons stuff on everything. If there was a Dungeons and Dragons game, I probably played it. Do you remember the SSI games? Pool of Radiance came out with like, is it Pool of Radiance, Hillsfar? God, I can't remember what came after that. I mean, they had Iron the Beholder, Iron the Beholder 2 or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, SSI, Strategic Simulations Incorporated, or Interactive, something like that. They had a series of games that were in a gold box. Pool of Radiance was the first one, and then they had Hillsfar, which was a bit different than all the rest of them. And then it went into Secret of the Silver Blades, Curse of the Azure Bonds.
I don't remember any of those.
No?
None.
They are worth playing now. It's all like, pixel graphics and stuff like that, but I don't know. I had a ton of fun. I mean, maybe it wouldn't hold up, this far into the technological and graphical age that we've moved into, but some of that stuff still holds up.
You know what? If you're playing Minecraft, it all holds up.
Right.
I'm not even lying.
Minecraft.
I'm not a Minecraft fan.
Yeah. I tried it. I started up a server. I kind of wandered through and did a few things. I think I lasted 10 minutes on Minecraft. But I was so shocked that Minecraft had the grip on the public that it did. Because those kind of graphics, I mean, we were all, guys like you and I were like, what the heck? Like, what? How are people losing their minds over this super simple, I mean, graphically simple. The concept is simple. Everything about it is really simple. It's just like Candy Crush or Candy Crush is pretty good too. I mean, it's super simple. It's almost. I don't even know how to describe Candy Crush. Really. I mean, it's just addictive, right?
Candy Crush?
Yeah.
Those types of games, and I know those games. My wife plays Candy Crush, and I can't handle it. That's
they're time killers, right?
That's like Tetris. That's all they are, is Tetris in a different.
Well, I love Tetris. Tetris is awesome.
Tetris. That's all those games are. Is they're just.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Grovian CND, Grovian Canadian, Grovian CND. Because Minecraft lets you do almost anything you want, it was Lego for this generation. Yeah, you're right. That's a
good analogy.
Perfect analogy, actually. Lego for this generation. Although, Lego still holds up. I got my hands on a big pile of it, helping somebody clean up their living room downstairs the other day, and yeah, Lego still holds up. Still fun to play with.
Oh. Jake's got a bat, like he's got one of those big bins like this.
Yeah.
It's full to the top.
Yeah. And Space Lego is the best.
I lost all mine.
Oh really?
I had the original Space Lego stuff from back in the day.
Yeah.
I moved out here. I left it with my mom, and I didn't bring it out west with me when I moved out here when I was 16. All of it's gone.
Yeah.
All of it's gone. Jake's
worth a bit now too. Even those original sets.
And they were all built. They were all beautiful. I put them on my shelf as models.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play with them.
The other thing that I had a lot of when I was younger was Transformers, and man, I should have hung on to some of those.
Do you remember Micronauts?
I do remember Micronauts. Yeah.
I had Micronauts.
But I mean, the Transformers.
Wish I'd never got them. They were stupid.
My buddy Corey Dumaine, he had the biggest collection of 12, 13. It was always the Transformers. Yeah, he had the biggest. I was so ecstatic for Christmas. Megatron, the actual, like, the old style Wild West. But anyway, it seemed like an old gun, but it had the little, like, Wild West filigree on the side of it.
That gate.
Does anybody remember what kind of gun the original Megatron was?
No.
Yeah.
Was he a gun?
Yeah.
Megatron was a gun.
Yeah, he transformed into a gun. Transformed into a robot, transformed into a gun.
50 cal? Like 50?
No, it wasn't 50 cal. It wasn't even... Well, I mean, it was...
I don't know.
From the best of my recollection, it was very Desert Eagle-ish. But
was it?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna rob all these guys. I'm gonna take all their stuff.
The game volume's totally drowning you guys out.
Okay, we can fix that. I got news for you.
Thanks for letting us know. That's awesome. We can't even hear the sound from the game. It's turned right down on our side.
Yeah. So if we just go to
Options.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, just kill the music completely and drop the sound effects.
Well, we gotta have a little bit. Drop the music. Sound effects, though, they come down.
Even the dialogue volume. Otherwise
Yeah.
you get the dialogue dropped.
How's that?
It's probably a little better. Probably have to start playing before that one. Hopefully a bit better.
Oh, I can hear the difference already.
Oh, you can hear it in your earbud?
Yeah, I can hear it in my earbud.
Hopefully a little better.
I'm gonna set some. No, I'm not gonna set any bombs on these guys. I should though.
Gate mechanism might be on the top of that wall.
Plant bombs on bodies.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's like urban warfare, man. All full up.
I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 4 this last year.
Have you?
Yeah.
You know what? That's something I should do. Is I should pick up a game in another controller that we can play like doubles on, like Call of Duty or something. I hate that game. I hate first-person shooters, but
Yeah.
just so we can both play.
Everything's fun when you're
Playing with someone.
Buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss the old LAN gaming sessions used to have at the house, playing some Unreal Tournament or Quake.
Oh my gosh, Quake.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Classic Doom.
I remember all those games. I never played them. Never played Quake. Never played Doom.
Really?
No.
Missing out on
There's
some
a,
great
but
stuff
the
there.
90s, I like by the 90s, the time the 90s came rolling around, like by the time I was 18, I wasn't really into video games anymore or anything. I was into working and trying to build a life. By the time I was 24, I had a kid and a kid on the way.
Right.
So
Yeah, I just started growing up only what time is it?
well, I've regressed. I'm almost 50 years old and I've regressed. Like, you should hear me talk like a 4-year-old around my wife sometimes. She's like, she just shakes her head,
Yeah.
walks away.
Every spouse right now in the audience like, yep, yeah, we've got a weird situation here too.
Yeah, we're all weird. We all have issues. So,
Well,
welcome to the
funny thing
club.
The funny thing, like in the beginning when I had very few friends, got into D&D, we played the basement games. It was just really a small collection of like 8 or 9 of us that would, go to each other's house, play D&D or some video games or, do sleepovers and stuff. And then I went through a big period where it was, none of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I got life focused though. I ended up DJing nightclubs like later too, like when I was 30. And that was weird because I didn't go to the bar from I went to the bar a bit when I was in Alberta and 18 years old and old enough to drink.
That's when I went to the bar from 18 to 21.
But I didn't go to the
22?
bar. I wasn't going to dance and party and
Yeah.
get hammered. I was traveling with the carnival at the time.
Really?
Yeah, I was traveling with the carnival.
You were a carny.
I was a carny, and they would have a pie cart. When you travel around with the carnival, they got something called a pie cart, and it's a tractor trailer that has a restaurant in it, a couple slot machines, and some bench seating, and you and the crew from the carnival gather in there when there's no other local restaurants nearby. And
Yeah.
that's where you guys drink and eat and hang out. And
It's a bar and a kitchen and a restaurant. And
so the pie car was, where we went. But every town that we went in, we stopped in for a couple of beers, wherever. That's really all you had to do was, work all day. You'd work 12, 15-hour days. And then, the bosses on the carnival, they're literally handing out little white pills. Remember the white crosses, the little white pills that truckers used to take to stay up to do long hauls and stuff back in the day.
yeah.
That's the kind of stuff they'd be feeding us, because
Caffeine or
caffeine pills, essentially. Yeah. So they essentially keep you up for 12 to 15 hours so that you can do your brutally long shift and be satisfied with eating in the pie car and sleeping in a truck at night. And that's the life of the carny.
My brother did that for a while.
Yeah, it's an
He,
eye-opener for sure.
He got off the carny trip when he ended up here in Edmonton.
Okay.
He came here and came to see my dad. And where am I jumping to? Oh, I'm going down. Sorry, my bad.
The height on this stuff is just like, it actually makes you feel a little vertigo.
You know, if you jump from a high, like there's one of the games. I think it's the one before this, or two games before this. You jump off a cliff, your stomach goes into your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Look at this water. I mean, you know what? Who else does that really good is Uncharted.
Uncharted does water pretty good.
It does the whole environment and
Look at
height
this
thing. Yeah, this is awesome.
Look at it coming over the edge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like Bob Ross, man.
Yeah, I found Drake's was really awesome for moving around the character and the camera angles that would make you feel like you were so high.
It's the two sets of controls that I can use the best.
Yeah, water's beautiful too. A little bit weird there where you at the surface and it just seemed like the water was... It is. The water is actually falling through the water. It's a graphical glitch right there for sure.
Where, here?
Yeah, you see how the water is not impacting it?
No, it's not. It's not perfect, but it's
weird.
It's a little lazy. It's a little
it is
lazy.
Although the interior water, that turquoise-ish, that's beautiful.
I wanted to go up there.
A lot of this stuff is so much fun to design too when you're actually building the maps. I mean, I'm sure they've got an editor or some kind of...
And do they
maybe
not...
this was done in Unreal Engine?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Sure.
A lot of video games nowadays, are they not cut and paste?
No.
Like, do they not already have like stuff that's kind of pre-made that they can fit in certain situations? Not at all.
So
a lot of stuff you can.
So no. You'd think so, and for a lot of independent titles out there using like prepackaged stuff, you can go buy a stalactite pack, and then you got 20 stalactites you can work with and mess them up in your scene. But for games like this, these people are literally building everything. Every one of those stalactites is built from scratch. They'll have a certain number of textures for stalactites. They might have a stalactite generator, but I mean, it all has to start from scratch at some point. That highly unlikely that any of these major title producers are using anything that's like a prepackaged anything.
See, and I think you could cut the costs on gaming if you did have some prepackaged things that you could use. You don't like
you
this
develop your own.
Definitely walking. Oh yeah. Would you not?
You develop your own. Yeah, so like even the trees and stuff like that. Most of that stuff is done custom. Each one of these trees is probably done by hand. Highly doubtful that it was done in any kind of procedurally generated way.
Because I would procedurally generate a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I think somebody, like, they had an artist come in here and like work to compose a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's so beautifully laid out,
isn't it?
Like, and nothing really seems arbitrary. It might be procedurally generated vegetation on a lot of this stuff, but...
Well, I just don't see why you wouldn't do that, because you could create a game with the same visual effects. Like that tree, for example, you could create 500. You could create one of those and then put it in 5,000 different places.
With different mathematical permutations to create different, numbers of dead leaves, height, thickness,
all of that.
Yeah.
Why not do those kinds of things?
That's what you would do, for sure, because you're going to save yourself countless hours of time.
And you have to.
Yeah. But the initial ones, and the initial creation of a tree and a tree generator and, all the math that goes behind it, That's all got to be
It's-
done from scratch.
It says I need one more upgrade. 8 of 9 upgrades crafted.
You'd be pretty possessive of your ammunition out there.
Insufficient resource to craft item? Are you on like drugs? I can't see because we're right in so I can't tell what I need.
So what do you got on the go today?
Nothing.
I mean, other than this, are you really have a day off?
Well, I could do part 2 of episode 35,
Oh, right.
but I want to play with this stuff.
Yeah.
We should play with this stuff.
Yeah, well, I'd love to if I wasn't like working my ass off trying to make up for the last 5 weeks fiasco.
Oh, I have 2 skill points. Can I buy anything?
Yeah, the last 5 weeks has like just been the most brutal ordeal of my life in recent years.
Yeah, I agree. But you know, I've been praying about it. Things will turn around. Don't worry about it. I have a prayer for that.
Live and let live. It's been a crazy gauntlet though. Like honestly, the breaks for Dungeons and Dragons and hanging out with this crew has probably been, you know, and my other group that I play D&D with every other Saturday. Those brief moments.
I just bought Eagle's Grasp.
Those Eagle's Grasp.
Increase the chance of finding rare animals. Like I really give a rat's ass about that. It's one of those things that I just don't care about.
Do you got to hunt for food?
You got to hunt for rare animals to build and craft things you need to craft. These are the things I hate about video games.
Well, this one in particular.
Anyone.
Why,
Because there's
crafting?
lots of I just like
Okay, I'm
just let
with
me
you there.
find this damn stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you on the crafting side of thing. Maybe that was the thing with Minecraft that didn't hook me, is the fact that you have to combine so many different things to make other different things. Fallout 2. I was gonna play that game, Fallout. Is it
I just
Fallout
killed
or
that
Fallout
bug.
2, where you're allowed to craft weapons.
Yes.
And you can
Fallout.
just build so many things. There's so many different combinations of stuff and ways to build things that you could just lose yourself in building and crafting things, and the whole point of the game, the whole narrative just gets lost in this crafting business. It doesn't work for me anyway. I prefer to stay narrative focused. But I've got some really wicked horror games.
Yeah.
Like Resident Evil 4, The Witcher, what else? There's another one too that was like really, really edgy. But I'm going to be streaming those.
Cool.
Probably late at night, because the only chance I get to play is about 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
So are you doing that on Creative Crucible or on Take20?
I'll be doing that on Take20.
Do you have the thing?
No, but
don't worry.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We just need to input your email address into it, and you're good to go.
Perfect.
So we'll just go to the Twitch.
Yeah, so I'll be adding some additional content late at nights if anybody wants to chime in and watch me, poop myself probably.
You
playing
ready?
some horror games.
Ready for your stomach to go in your belly?
Yeah. What do they call those? Cenotes?
Yeah, this is a cenote.
Cenote?
Yeah. This is incredible. We're gonna get this box.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Boom, baby. Boom. Sunken treasure.
Yeah, this is crazy.
So you got to get all the sunken treasures. Hit the map to track.
Just shout out to everyone joining us this morning. Thanks for
Lots of people
thanks for
out.
tuning in.
Thanks for coming out, everyone.
We're just playing a little Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm trying only to pay half attention though, because I have yet to play this game, and I'm just getting into Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's been the recommended game. John said that that's the one I should probably give a shot to first out of the games I'm playing. So I'll probably mix it up between that, finishing Alien Isolation, and one of these new horror titles, because I'm definitely into getting the crap scared out of me. If it can. I'm a big horror buff.
Are you?
So I like the challenge. Like I like to.
I'm not a big horror buff.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't like this. This is the one thing I don't like.
What's that?
Is if I get near it, I got to go back to the surface now.
She's like an amazing free diver.
Yeah, but she's about to drown.
I think there's just rib cages floating in the water. Oh, that's not good. So do you have health in this, or is it just you have a limit of how many times you can get hit and that's it?
It's a limit of how many times you get hit. It's so
like, why are those things just floating in the water?
What?
Like, I'm trying to decide if that's a graphical glitch or if that's something that was intentional by the developers. Like, the skull just floating, like, maybe the salinity is so high. I mean,
see, I'm right at it here.
These corpses look awfully well preserved. See, I guess that's the thing with realistic games, is it doesn't allow you to suspend your disbelief as much. You're like, okay, this game is so realistic and everything about it makes me feel like I am in that environment, but there's no way to separate the, where you're like, oh, I can suspend disbelief for a moment because that skull floating in the water is completely defying all
odds.
Water characteristics, yeah. But they sure did a beautiful job of this game. I mean, they can't really fault me for any amount of mistakes at this point because the
I'm looking for
is just beautiful.
These.
And how do you find controlling the character?
Well, if you don't remember where all the buttons are,
this is the second time you've played this game.
Yes, but I don't remember this stuff.
What are you playing next? Like, what's your next big game?
I'm not sure yet. There's a lot of good ones coming out, and I don't know how long I want to hold on to my PS4 for until I get a PS5.
What? There must be so many good titles for PS4.
And the only thing is I'll tell you what everybody's saying about the PS5. And Xbox hit it perfectly with the new Xbox that they're putting out. And the new Xbox is going to be able to play all the old titles. Right back to the original Xbox.
Yeah, well, backwards compatibility is a thing that they should have had with every console, but...
PS2, you could. You had backwards compatibility with
and then there wasn't a skip, right?
And then
PS3... PS2 couldn't play PS1?
PS3 could, but you had to have, on your PS3, you had to... That's my PS3 there. You can do backwards compatibility on that.
Yeah, one of them you couldn't. Was that the PS2
PS4
couldn't
you
play
can't.
PS1 games?
Maybe it couldn't. I can't remember.
Something like that, yeah.
I know the PS3 can play PS1 and PS2 games. PS2 games for sure, because that's all I played.
Right.
But my PS4 won't play anything backwards compatible.
So you haven't even thought of another title? Why is her hair doing that weird thing? Oh, it's half in the water, half out of the water, so it's responding like it's all in the water?
Or portionally thereof, I don't know.
Even the top is kind of like waving like it's in water.
It's waving like you just don't care. I'm swimming around trying to find all these.
I mean, of course, these are things you would not pay attention to if you're playing the game normally.
I'm looking for all the trunks. There's one there. Oh yeah, there's a rib cage floating in the water. Like, rib cages don't float.
Well, and they're moving like they're in jello.
Unless
you just give them a nudge and they just kind of boop, move over a bit.
So you can see how the game isn't perfect.
Yeah, and see where the water's sitting over there? That's right. That looks great. Just to the left of you there. Yeah, where that water's sitting, that's what it should have been doing in that
other room.
Yeah.
But you forget, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking this game probably cost several $1 million to make. I mean,
millions.
several $1 million to make.
Bazillions. I'm not saying it cost $1 billion to make.
Well, it could be.
It cost.
We looked really hard into, because we're making Sacked, and if anybody here hasn't, we've got a few viewers in this morning. If anybody hasn't checked out the game that we're working on, it's sakd.ca is the website. It's a game about a pillow accidentally brought to life and sent on a quest to destroy
I'm getting eaten by piranha.
Holy, are you ever getting eaten by piranha? My mom had 12 of those in a tank. Red belly piranhas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better in my. They're actually better in a fry pan.
Left on vacation, came back, like, had somebody taking care of the fish that were not. They didn't do a very good job, so the prawn ended up eating each other. And we came back to the house after a vacation, like 1 week later, and there was just one piranha missing like most of its tail and one of its fins, and it was just kind of swimming, lazily at the top. All the rest were gone.
Really?
Yeah.
He survived, eh?
Yeah. Last in the tank, and there was not a trace of any of the others.
All my fish upstairs, there's one left. 2 I know died, but 2 we couldn't find the corpses.
Yep. Eaten.
We couldn't even find the cartilage.
Alright. Yeah, that's weird.
No bones, nothing.
Well, they'll eat or get dissolved in the water. The
But like in 24 hours?
yeah, that's seems a bit remarkable.
Like from one day to the next, I go there one day, feed them. Next day I go back and like, where's my fish?
We get lost on the piranha topic. I was saying that we did some studies while we're building this video game. Of course, we're doing some research on what other games take to build, to budget, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
Ori and the Blind Forest and Rayman are 2 of the titles that we kind of benchmarked our own production against. I mean, we're not trying to copy them at all. As you'll see, if you check out the gameplay clips, the environment and stuff for Sack is very different than Rayman, very different than Ori, but a little bit, there's some nods to each of those titles in what we're doing, because I really love the platform, the slightly cartoony nature, but not too cartoony nature. But we looked into what those cost to build, and they're about $7.5 to $8 million for each one of those titles. It seems like a lot, but that's, it's 7 people working full time, 7 to 14 people, depending on which title we're talking about, working full time to produce that game. So it's not people that haven't been, they're just trying out their first game. They've only been at it a couple of years. No, these are people, seasoned people with
seasoned veterans.
Yeah, with expensive educations and expensive experience. Like they've done the time. Crafting away the stuff for probably 11 to 14 hours a day. Because anybody that tells you that independent game development or game development in any sense of the word really is a 9 to 5 job is
not
lying.
Even close.
Yeah, is lying. they are not accurate at all. It is a life-absorbing quest for finality. So we figure.
I'm getting eaten again.
Yeah, that's crazy. What triggers them?
You get close to them at a certain depth.
Oh wow.
I'm looking for the other. Yeah,
that's crazy. But I mean,
I'm gonna die here again. Watch.
Oh yeah. Wow, they just do not. That
Like
is
me.
crazy, and they will take you out. Like you do not even get a chance.
You get a bit of a chance.
That wasn't much of a chance.
All right.
You said you're about 2/3 of the way done this game?
I don't know now. Maybe halfway.
Wow.
I'm actually missing a. Oh, sorry, my bad.
And what are we doing Dungeons and Dragons wise? The next game is January 9th. Thursday, January 9th.
Yeah, for our little D&D game, yeah.
Our little D&D game. So the cast of characters in that one. Is that Rob? Is in that one?
It'll
Or
be.
is that side quest?
Nope. Us. Okay. Our little D&D game is you, Dareth, Rob, and Brendan.
Okay.
And side quest is me, you, and Dareth's running the game.
Dareth's the DM, yeah.
And Jose.
And Jose, okay. Yeah, Olivia actually picked it up really awesome, man. I was so surprised how into the game she got for a new player.
For brand new, never played before, and we gave her first set of dice.
It was crazy. Like honestly, I played with a few new players, and usually it's a lot of stumbling and fumbling and awkwardness. And she did say something about it'll get better as I because I'm a bit shy right now. And I thought, well, you played your character very well, and like you blew my mind.
It was, you know what?
I was way more shy when I started playing again.
Weren't we all? I'm looking.
I mean, I took a 25-year hiatus from Dungeons and Dragons.
Didn't we all?
And just started
Mine was
playing the last
20.
couple of years.
Yeah, we started playing. I started these guys out 5 years ago. We started playing again. I started them out in AD&D, and we played. See, there they are.
See, now minus the piranhas, I would put a house on the side of this pool and live there happily. Look at this place.
And
It's
I would,
gorgeous.
what I would do is I would put out a to get rid of the piranha.
Yeah.
I would put out like a poisoned piece of meat, and just get rid of them.
Well, you poison everything else in the water.
No, just the meat. Just throw the meat in, let them throw it in, let them eat the meat, let them die.
Well,
And
you
then,
know, for the most part, piranhas are not usually like that. Like, they're not usually that aggressive. Usually they'll feed on smaller fish and stuff like that. But if you get a swarm of
there
them,
it is.
well,
I'm gonna get all 5 boxes, buddy.
I mean, you hear all those, stories of them being able to clean a cow to bone in a matter of seconds.
It's the truth.
Yeah, there's video of that stuff.
Challenge complete. I got the challenge. I got it. Now I'm going to go in through this door and get the heck out of Dodge.
Because anybody else joining in the audience, like, did you take a hiatus from Dungeons and Dragons for a long time? Do you play Dungeons and Dragons? I mean, this is a Dungeons and Dragons channel, so
It is. It's a
making
variety channel.
I'm making an assumption that you played before, but have you played your whole life, or did you take a huge hiatus? Did you take a brief break and not play for a while? I'm curious to know, like, what was your experience coming back to the game after being away for so long? Mine was like overwhelming creativity instantly. Like, I found I was getting writer's block a lot. Like, I do a lot of writing, a lot of drawing, creating and stuff. And I was finding that, I always hit a block every week. Thursday, Friday, towards the end of the week, I'd start getting a bit more writer's and artist block. But once I started playing Dungeons and Dragons again, it just flooded back. All the old memories, all the old adventures, all the old monsters and encounters and everything, all those memories really started coming back. And it improved my creativity dramatically. I'm sure it did when I was younger.
We have to give ourselves a break.
Yeah.
I don't write a lot I don't write a lot of stuff. I like to go from a module to something I've written. From something I've written back into a module.
Yeah. Like homebrew up a module.
Not even. I homebrew something that fits into the module.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. For Horde of the Dragon Queen, instead of doing Horde of the Dragon Queen, because everybody was doing Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Right.
What I did was
kind of like Dragon Heist right now. Everybody's doing Dragon Heist.
I homebrewed the Long Road Adventure, which was the start of our adventure. It introduced Boar, it introduced Geth Helder, it introduced Torment.
And then Nariel came later.
Yeah, and it introduced Rangrim, Frostbreed.
Okay, yeah.
Now, after that, we lost, and it introduced Arya, Drottenbreed.
Gotcha.
Now, Arya and Rangrim are still kind of part of the story. Although Arya's not in the story, she's an NPC somewhere else. Rangrim actually works for the party's now patron, who hires them to do jobs, who's actually hired them to find the orbs of Dragonkind. All right?
Don't leave her hanging.
Well, no, I can't play and
Give
talk.
me the drowning vibes.
I can't play and talk at the same time.
Just get her on dry land, man. Don't leave her hanging in the water like
Well,
that.
okay, I'll tell you what. We'll go out here, and we'll swim over here.
So, and you've been playing the Long Road Home for about 2 years?
It's called, the first adventure was called the Long Road.
The Long Road.
So we got introduced to Boar Horsefollow,
Yeah.
and we got introduced to Arya, and we got introduced, like I said, to Rangrim Frostbreed, who are still
And was that
Rangrim and Boar are still in the story, Geth is actually Geth died and was resurrected. He's in a different plane of existence. Arya is back in her home because she went mad. She was swallowed by a T-Rex, like whole.
Yeah.
After going through all kinds of stuff in the Tomb of Tamokon, she was finally swallowed by a T-Rex in a center right.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Anyway.
Or was she digested slowly over a period of 1,000 years?
No, actually, when he tried to eat the two other monsters, when the T-Rex tried to eat the two other dinosaurs that he was fighting, the guys kind of came in, and the T-Rex killed those guys, and then they killed the T-Rex.
Oh.
And they just kind of cut her out and saved her. The long and the short of it is, we moved out of the long road into the new adventure, and Torment was left behind in Neverwinter, and Geth was left in a far-off plane of existence. Arya was left at home, and we got Ren Buckley. We got several different characters from Brendan, finally ending up with Chiron.
Oh, yeah. Because the previous ones were killed?
Yes. Yeah, he ended up like Kenny.
Yeah.
For a little while.
No offense there, Brendan, but you do set yourself up for some death every once in a while.
Yeah. He doesn't watch the show. Anyway, so Brendan's character, he went through several different characters.
He's going to start when he knows that I'm talking about him.
Yeah. So, and Rob started Quill, and Dareth started Nariel.
Gotcha.
Now, Dareth and Nariel have kind of gone back and forth a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had Rangrim Frostbeard come into the story because he actually works for their patron, who is Lorfingling Ilfigor. Now, what happened in the very beginning of the Long Road, the group was standing at the job board. It's a great big job board like you have outside here, like where we post stuff for the community, outside. And it was right in front of the employment office. Alton Tallowleaf, who is the cohort compatriot of Lorfingling, halfling. He is a high elf, about 6'5". And anyway,
that's pretty high.
He's a big, tall guy. He hires them to do security at a very important meeting at his home, and that meeting is between Ontharr Froon, Leosin Erthander, all the characters, the main characters that are in the Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Okay.
What he's gathered them to get there for is to try to get them to come together and in the council chambers in Waterdeep, and Lord Neverember was there. There's a lot of very high-ranking people there, and what he was telling them is that if we can, if it is the cult of the dragon, what I'll do is I have some news. We're going to try to find the orbs of dragonkind to help find the dragons.
I like that these campaigns continue one to the other. I'm really eager to see like what the whole culmination of, is do you fight Tiamat? Do you bring the orbs together? Do you destroy them? No spoilers.
No spoilers. But that's what they're doing. They're there. The group, or the first group, was there to do security. A spy comes in, an assassin kills the spy, because the spy has the map that he's supposed to deliver to Lorfingling of the location of the first orb.
Right. And they did that, so you guys have done that.
But what happens is, all those other things happened, and the guys kind of wanted to change their characters. So what we did was we changed characters. So they went and got the orb. They brought it back.
Right.
Then they started into the Sunless Citadel, and then we did Frost Realm from.
Oh man, I have missed out on a lot of good adventures there.
Well,
before I picked up on Boar.
But if you go back and listen to the old podcasts, they're a lot easier to listen to than watch. But if you listen to them, you'll hear the story. The only thing is you have to watch.
Just need a little sign to come up behind us as you're talking. It says podcast, and then it comes back down.
But no,
listen to the podcast if you get a chance.
But that's from the Sunless Citadel, from the character build on. I didn't record the character build.
Right.
I didn't put that on podcast. I just put the adventure.
Yeah.
But if you go to YouTube, you can watch the original homebrew that I did called The Long So they go up the long road and they end up in the Great Peak Mountains.
You gonna save this or are you gonna play it?
We're gonna watch. We're gonna sit here and watch the fish.
That's really cool.
You want to play?
No, I just want to see the controllers. I'm kind of curious as to like how she's controlled.
So if you dive in, it's circle. You can dive in, and X is to rise up out of the water,
Okay.
and R1 is to swim fast. So you can swim fast with R1.
Oh yeah, that changes your view.
You can dive with the circle. You can rise up with X.
Easy enough. Yeah, I'm just checking it out. So you were saying about the
So
long-
okay, so in the long road, they go get the first orb, and that was kind of my thing. I wanted to get, if you go through that entrance on the far side, you'll get there. So you'll notice when she starts to drown,
Yeah, it'll shake a bit.
it won't shake, but the screen will go wonky.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit past here, over to your left, is the entrance to where you got to go. And if you want to know where you got to go, press both these buttons here down,
Oh.
and it'll show you where to
Oh
go.
yeah. Okay. So it's over
Yeah. So they go and get the orb. They have to fight a young Barhest,
there. Okay.
which is trying to take the orb through a portal into his dimension. So he's trying to get strong enough to return to his dimension. Yeah, it's to your left.
Yeah, I'm just checking out the environment.
Anyway, he bites off Rangrim's arm in the attempt to...
Was somebody playing Rangrim? Or
Yeah,
was this
it was
NPC?
Dareth.
Oh wow.
Dareth was Rangrim.
Lost his arm.
Yeah. You've been underwater a while now, you're going to drown. Anyway, they managed to get the orb, they managed to get back. Rob tried to do his power play and keep the orb away from Lord Fingling with Torment. That wasn't going to happen because he is a ancient silver dragon who used to sit on the Dragon Council. So L2, R2 to swim faster.
Yeah. So
And X to rise up.
extra rise up. I was definitely not getting it. There we go. Now, can you rise
You
up
can, yeah,
here?
there's places where
There
you
we
can get
go.
air. So, but Alton Tollerleaf, his comrade, his compatriot,
Yeah.
his buddy, it turns you around when you come back down. So it turns you in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I was just curious about the square. It was flashing it at me, but I guess it's just letting you know you have air available there.
So anyway, his compatriot is also a silver dragon, only he's an adult.
Okay.
But he's in halfling form. Oh, you got chat?
I do have chat.
I'll do that. So there you go. He's back.
Draconis is back.
Yep. Hey, Grovian CND, thank you for the subscription. That is awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so good to see you here.
Do you subscribe?
Yeah,
That's
Grovian
fantastic.
_ CND.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Lots of good stuff coming up in 2020. Lots
So-
of good stuff.
Anyway, the long and the short of it is, they get back to Lord Fingling, who actually rescues them and flies them back to Waterdeep, just outside of Waterdeep.
Yep. I'm
And
back in the same spot. I just
yeah, you don't
Take
have
a
to.
swim.
You can go the other way and actually advance the game if you want. I don't
yeah, no, I just want to swim around.
Anyway,
Get myself shot.
that's when the guy said, hey, you know, we'd like to change some of our characters. So we changed characters, but we stayed on that same groove. So I used Lord Fingling again to say, hey, because we reintroduced Ren later on, because he disappeared for a while,
Yeah.
because we had Geth Helder for a while still. Anyway, Ren came on board again. Boar was the only returning character from that group
Okay.
at the end.
Yeah, that's who
So
I've
then
inherited.
we got Nariel. Now we've got Nariel, We've got Nariel, Chiron, Boar, Ren. So two kind of Ren and Boar have been around. Boar's been around the longest. Anywho,
Am I supposed to pull those plans?
no, you're supposed to just swim like a bugger. X. And you can swim fast with L2 R2. Yeah, right there. You want to go straight ahead
Yeah, I just want to see.
and get some air bubbles.
I thought that's what that light was.
That's this one. Wherever.
Gotcha.
And then you go straight ahead from there. Yep.
The thing that's a little awkward is the camera controls not being fixed to the player. Like
You can move. I love that. I can move it around. I can check out stuff.
it just takes a bit of getting.
And
used
if you
to
want to
for
know
sure.
where secret stuff is, R3. Click both buttons down. So you're almost at the end here. So anyway, we're back. We're looking for orbs of dragonkind. The guys, I actually sent them on one adventure. And Boar knows, because Boar was there. I think he was there. Was he there? Yeah, Boar was there. Yeah, Boar was there. They went to. Oh, you missed
trap.
the trap. I've never. Yeah, L3. You'll find all the traps too. So. No, I just. You gotta
no,
play.
I
no,
like-
no, you gotta play.
I'm
So
gonna
if you
get
go
murdered
L3,
in here.
L3, there's the rope on the ground.
Oh yeah.
You can cut the rope. Walk up to it and press
So-
triangle. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Now just walk up to it. It'll give you a triangle.
L3 and R3.
Yeah. And you can cut it. Boom. Now you crawl underneath. X.
Oh, X. Gotcha.
I think it's
Oh,
X.
it's not
Or
X.
circle. Circle to scramble underneath. So now they missed an orb somewhere. And they are. You guys are now attempting to find actually the third orb. And that's this Jin.
And that's the one that kind of leads them on the direction towards Tiamat and that.
That's, well, you guys are looking for these orbs to help fight against the rise of Tiamat, to help fight against the dragons that are attacking different places, and those orbs are going to be they are what is going to be used to help bring the dragons into this. Oh, double jump against the wall.
I'm actually gonna just check out what's down here.
So when you jump across, it's I think it's XX, and then you got to square the XX, yeah, and square. There you go, and climb. So yeah, you need the orbs to bring the dragons into everything, and if you can bring the dragons in, you jump across over
Yeah, over to there.
there. Yep. So go down. Oops. Yeah. You found it. You went down.
Yeah, found the elevator route straight to the
But
bottom.
you guys are still missing a orb of dragon and you missed one, and you guys are gonna have to figure out where you missed it. There you go,
Okay, yes.
and jump, and climb around the edge,
Gotcha.
and crawl down. Use your repel, L2 or R2.
To R2 to repel.
Yeah, I always use R2 because I had it right. And then once you're done, just swing.
Swing would be
R2, press R2.
R2.
Hold R2 or L2, use L button to build up momentum, press X to jump.
Oh, I see. Maybe I see.
Hold the R2 button. Now swing.
So
With
hold
your left.
R2. Oh, and
With your
use
left.
the controller.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There we go. This was green there.
Yep.
And of course, they make it that precarious level of distance.
Yep.
Where you're gonna just barely make it,
Absolutely.
just for adrenaline.
Absolutely. So that's that's the story.
Why do I know Grovian CND?
I don't know.
I know that. I know that nickname.
We've had lots of. You're Ultra Venom though, aren't you?
I am.
So Captain Mike followed us. There's lots of.
Am I also watching? Did I leave the
No.
screen up? I might have left that up at home. Oh, look, we can examine something. Journal of
I could tell you in a minute.
Journal of T. Serrano 5.
It actually says we have 0 viewers right now.
No,
But it's not true.
bounced between
Windsock,
3 and 4.
Noisy Cricket 86, Grovian C&D, and
Noisy
Draconis,
Cricket 86. That's awesome.
Draconis Firebrand. Thank you everybody for coming out and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
By all means, if you guys have something you want to say or ask or questions,
Yeah, you want topics? Feel free to fire topics for us to discuss.
Yes.
Happy to throw an opinion or formulate a discussion around certain topics as well.
yeah, and if you guys know more than us, that's probably better.
Yeah, definitely. Feel free to keep us informed on this side too.
Yeah, because we're not that.
What does she got there? A glowing thing on her
It's
chest?
a flashlight.
Oh.
It's right above her
Gotcha.
breast, and it keeps things lit. It's a throwback to the old days when you used to have to actually turn that light on.
Right. So, and I take it we're climbing up there?
Yeah, you can just jump across and grab it because it's a
And
ledge.
Blow over, jump up.
I'm thinking about her doing all this free climbing. One of the greatest free climbers in the world just passed away here in the climb. Not too long ago.
Rob? Something
Yeah. Did you tell me about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you jump and press square.
Oh, there we go. I pressed the wrong button for a second there.
There you go.
Got her just in time. Now, this is the point of that camera, right? That camera being able to be moved like that so you can see these other areas. Does she have to jump to that? No.
I don't know. You know, nope, you don't. Actually, rappel down. See the white thing on the wall? Yeah, L2, R2. And you gotta run back and forth in the white zone.
Gotcha.
But not there. In the white zone only.
Okay.
And then you gotta square that.
Oh,
on
so
that
it
wall.
does give you visual cues.
Yep.
So-
Absolutely.
And this is like, oh yeah, over one.
And you know what? This hasn't changed the visual cues.
That is the most hilarious pause screen ever. Your whole body would just be like, "Don't do this to me!"
And like she's spread eagle, like come on. Oh,
Oh.
square.
Yeah, you gotta hold it, eh?
Yeah, you gotta hold it until she regains her.
What time are we at?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters to me. I guess.
10:14.
Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing going on today.
I have not a day in my entire life where I have nothing going on.
Well, I shouldn't say that because I do have to edit episode 35, and I will be uploading episode 35 to Podbean, so you'll be able to get it on Apple Podcast or on Podbean, and you guys can actually hear episode 35 part 1. Is it 35? 35 part 1 is a lot of role play story driven stuff that will give you a pretty good overview of what's going on in the world. It's not perfect because I didn't have the story kind of complete in my head yet, but yeah, go across and then up. But yeah, on Google Music, yeah, anywhere you find your favorite podcast app or podcatcher. I do mine all on the Apple Podcast because it's there, and whatever, it is what it is. I don't think I cut that one before, but now you got the extra gun.
And some shells.
You're gonna need those because in this area there's a huge fight coming up.
That may already be here.
You found it on you found it on Podbean. There's a couple other ones that pick it up. I know some people have left there's some people who've left comments and reviews. By the way, please review the podcast. Please go and listen to it, review it, and if you've got nothing good to say about the podcast, let us know.
Yeah, preferably in DM rather than a scathing review.
No, scathing reviews. I want scathing reviews. Absolutely scathing reviews. I want the truth. I don't care about anything else. If you hate it, if you absolutely abhor it and think it sucks, please let us know.
And don't just let us know. Let us know exactly why.
Why?
Yeah.
Because
That's
then we can
important.
fix
Yeah.
what's broken.
I mean, we want to put together a good show for everybody and have fun doing it.
You can shoot
too.
that with your shotgun.
Oh.
So use this. Yeah, and then pick your shotgun. And now shoot it. You'll have to figure out it.
Yeah. So,
And I think it's like L2 or R2. There you go. And X to fire it. This is a square, circle. Which one?
the R2.
R2.
Yeah.
Is it D2?
D2. It's just the R2. I see them doing this stuff in caves. You ever see those cave spelunkers where they gotta like squeeze through this?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ugh.
They get a little claustrophobic?
Oh boy, do I. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to go caving and stuff. That'd be cool. And then you see them squirming through these upside down places, like, 200 feet into the planet. You're like,
It's
nope.
not for, I'm not gonna lie, spelunking in tight spaces,
Yeah.
not good for big people.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Like,
know about any people.
Skinny people like you? It's
Even
okay.
then, I mean, if you get stuck and wedged into that area where you're like, I can't move and I can barely breathe,
But
then
you
the
always
panic
go with,
sets in.
you always go with other people.
Right.
My brothers used to stick me in my brothers used to stick me in a box about this big. I had no problem with it.
Yeah, I know. We used to do dumb shit like that too when we were teenagers. Used to like zip one of us up in a like hockey bag
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, let me out,
Yeah.
let me out. And the claustrophobia would definitely set in. Like,
I've never had claustrophobia like that.
No?
I maybe like sometimes I might have had a little here or there, but the worst claustrophobia I ever had was on a job I was doing. The guys were making me laugh, and I was getting hot,
oh yeah.
and I was hanging upside down in a square hole about this big in winter gear.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would.
And the
definitely
guys I was tightening up a hose on a machine.
Yep.
And I was comfortable in there. I could move, I could reach everything, I could tighten up everything good and tight. And then the guys started making me laugh. They started joking around
Right.
and poking me and making me laugh and stuff. And I almost wet myself.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. But for them, for me, I almost started hyperventilating. It was that. I'm like, guys, you gotta stop. I'm
when
losing
I was
my
in
marbles.
art class in grade 8, there was a vent in the floor, one of those like air.
Yeah.
Big air vents, right? And we'd pull the grate off, and you could see straight down for about, I think it was about 6 feet, and then it turned sharply, but it turned into like a much tighter space. So you could see. So even though you could fit somebody down that hole, being upside down in that hole and just faced with the tiniest of spaces to squeeze into, nope.
Okay, maybe for a 4-year-old,
Yeah.
but not for a 16-year-old or older kid. That's for sure. No, this is.
Figure this out. I gotta drink coffee.
Well, I want here. You got to do this.
All right.
I don't know if we're online even. And it's if you use the sound, it's actually better.
You mean the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
That's actually interesting that you should mention that. That's something that I wanted. This is amazing. This little tunnel here.
hey, I have a question for you guys.
Let's-
Do you like? Oh, see, this is the big
what
fight.
Was that? Was
Okay.
that human?
No, it was monstrous.
Yeah, that was creepy.
There's a big fight coming up here, and I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, don't look to me for help on that one, man. You see me just trying to shoot that trap area. Holy cow! It is human, sort of.
This is the fight. I didn't want to do this on air because I really suck at it.
Well, too late now. There you go. You're doing it, man. Yeah.
You got to collect the shells.
Watch your sticks.
No, they're all coming from ahead.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. Yeah. Holy cow.
I'm gonna die a lot
These
here.
things are crazy.
I'm gonna die a lot here, guys. I apologize. I'm really bad at this.
Yeah, that's part of the name of the game, man. No need to
I
apologize.
did this fight like 26 times the last time.
It's
Like
fun.
literally 26 times. I got so sick of it, I shut it off. I rage quit
It's
almost.
fun watching you get shot, though. Or clawed up. Okay, well, my fast twitch reflexes are a little bit decent, so if you fail on this one, I'll try it next, but I think you're going to succeed. Like, I could shoot, but the whole running around and collecting things, I think that's where I would stutter and stall a bit. Do you have any healing? And you just kind of gotta wait. And she slowly heals.
X.
Yep, do it again. Do it again. Oh my goodness. See, as soon as they get in close, oh wow. What was that little beauty that you just...
It's an arrow. They shoot at you from far away. So I can actually slow everything down here.
How do you do that?
So I'll show you.
Because that seems ideal.
Yeah, you can slow everything down. And that, I'm not doing it. Okay, I'm going to shoot this.
But these things are crazy insane. This whole text-to-speech thing's dumb. I said if there's lead in the air, there's hope. Westchester is theirs. Yeah, text-to-speech doesn't work very well for me at all. The other thing I find is on Samsung phones, it always inserts the word O-H, into everything. So you'll be like, oh, I'm heading to the store to pick up bread. Oh, and I'm going to get milk. And so even if you didn't say oh, it's stuffing it in there.
So it slows everything down.
And it really highlights the enemies. I think you just solved your problem there, right?
Nope, they're hitting me with arrows.
Wow, what is going on with those guys? You have an arrow right through you? You just pick up some awful. I'll take one. There we go. Yay! I mean, you're just basically... I mean, no choice but
Gotta heal.
to get a little genocidal here because this whole species looks like they're out to kill you. They look human, that they've just got some augmentation, like some wrappings with claw type.
Yeah, son of a...
Oh man, except for that guy's hands like...
Oh, this just angers me to no end.
And how many of them are there?
There's 26 of them. And you gotta restart it every time, and it just drives me. Just give me a waypoint halfway through the fight.
Usa. See, I think you're right with the, like, being able to... Well, this would be a good demonstration of, you know, sometimes you just gotta set the controller aside and breathe.
I did. I was streaming this when I went nuts.
That's funny. Now I want to look back for that episode.
It should be in there somewhere if it hasn't been deleted. It was quite a few. They only last like 30 days or
Is it
whatever.
like that kid that gets his mom takes his Nintendo away or whatever?
I don't even know how to shoot now.
Yeah, no button mashing. This isn't really a game for button mashing. It's those long Canadian winters.
Yeah, see, I just heal, and then he comes and hits me.
And it's gone. There you go. Just methodical. You're just gonna take it methodically. It's not as fast paced as they're making it out to be.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
You just gotta relax. See, now the thing is like once they get two of them in, then it's,
now it's
then
just
it's
a
harder,
scramble
right?
and.
Yeah, I mean you got to take out 1, 2, 3. It has to be successive. If you get two of them like this, running around on it, oh, I cannot believe you did that. That's awesome. Man, he even come in low at you like that? That was crazy.
Eat this.
Oh yeah, that's not doing anything. Shotgun at least have a nice wide area of fire. Like, that is crazy. It's like you caught that thing in your backpack. Okay, now move because you're already getting shot from that one. Yeah, see? I think half your problem is that moment right there. You're getting shot at by two guys and you have no cover behind that pillar. You need to be behind that pillar. The one on the right.
when those two arrow guys are up there. And man, does that guy ever come at you low? Like, it's because he runs up on the bones, then down into that dip, so he's coming at you from below. And for whatever reason, you have higher ground, but no advantage. Fortunately for you, they don't let like 3 or 4 or 5 of these guys in at the same time.
Yeah, they do.
Well, no, you've had the same one guy chasing you around forever. Kaboom! There you go. Reload, do whatever you gotta. Oh, yeah. Are you left with a pistol now? Is that your only means of...
I made it. I think.
Well, we'll see. You better reload something other than that pistol, though. 'Cause that ain't gonna do you any good. Yeah, 3 or 4. There you go! Dude! Yeah? High five while you're still getting attacked? Everybody loves those.
Damn, Skippy,
awesome.
It's time to move. That's the first time I was
So
able
where
to
does
get...
it save now? Do you have to save it manually, or is there the green pot? Is that a spot?
No, that you blow that shit up and...
And it could have killed like 3 of those guys and saved you a big problem?
And did you see that? Watch when I go by it.
Skill point.
It's
oh,
gas.
Yeah, gagging, yeah.
So... I just killed a bug.
Draconis says, I give up. No more text to speech for Draconis.
Oh.
You gotta pull that, right? With that rope and arrow?
Yep.
Boom. That should be another one, right? So they do give you some visual indicators in the environment, despite, like, and they do a really good job of keeping it looking like it's part of everything, but if you look closely, you can get the clue as to what you're supposed to interact with
Yep.
and do.
And it's not always the most obvious thing in the world. So I'm going to heal up. Nope, don't need it. I'm full. I'm full of healing. Do I have arrows? I got full arrows.
So it's 10:30. I got a jet. I got a ton of stuff to do today. Most of it involving some creative stuff to do with SAC, getting ready to gear the game development team back up again here in mid-December.
That's going to be exciting. You're going to have some funds to do that with and to take care of that stuff.
Yeah, admit. What was that? What was that? A bubble? Oh, that
So
was
you shoot
so
that.
weird.
You shoot that with an arrow and you hook it up. But you know what? If you got a jet, we got a jet. We want to say thanks to everybody who came out and thanks for the sub for it's CMD.
Yeah, Grovian CMD. Like that is.
Thank
cool.
you for the sub. It all goes to help the channel, to make it better, to make what you guys want to see.
Grovian CMD.
So
Is that Caitlin?
I'm not sure.
Maybe. Kate, if that's you, you gotta flag me on Facebook. That's awesome. Wherever you are, we love you. You're
Where
awesome.
can you find us? Well, you can find us here on Twitch, usually on Thursday nights, but we're in Christmas break.
Yep.
So Thursday, January 9th.
_DND.
Yes. Facebook.
Facebook is facebook.com/Take20DND, no underscore, and it's DND, not D and. It's DN as in November, D. So facebook.com/Take20DND.
Twitter, same thing. Take20_DND, DND, not D ampersand D.
Yep. Maybe we've overemphasized that, but
Podbean, and you can also we do have a Gmail account at Take20DND.
Yeah, and if you thought this banter was
at
fun,
gmail.com.
it only gets funner, and you should definitely tune in for the next episode of our little D&D game or side quest. Next episode happening.
It will be January 9th at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time.
That's a Thursday. Yeah.
That is a Thursday night. That's when the other show plays too, and you guys all know which one I'm talking about. But we've got something different to offer.
Yeah, and actually, I'll be adding some live streaming games to the late night show. So if anybody's around 10 o'clock, 10:30, 10 to 11, somewhere in that range, I'm going to start trying to do some steady game streaming on Take20 for a late night show.
and we'll upload those to YouTube, and those will be on Kelly's. It'll be called Kelly's Playlist.
Yeah, lots of horror stuff and lots of like dark and spooky scare stuff because I like to get my fright on. So if you want to keep me company during those bedwetting moments, love to have you on board. Love to have you hang out.
That's awesome. Hey guys, remember to be kind to one another and kind to others, because that's the way we've got to be.
You betcha. Thanks for joining us here on Take 20.
Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you again real
Bye for now.
soon.